All right, we're ready to go.
Call this meeting order. I'd like to ask everybody to please silence their phone if you hadn't done so already. And if you rise, we'll do an invocation and we'll let the Vice Chair do the Pledge of Allegiance. Lord, we're meeting today to conduct matters of business. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jay, if I had a roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Board Member Hennings? Here. Board Member Overway?
Here.
Board Member Conti?
Present.
Board Member Langston?
Here.
And Vice Chair Dougal?
Here.
Chairman Hagan?
Here.
And it looks like Board Member Kernahan will not be here tonight.
All right. Everybody had a chance to review the minutes? There was one typo in there I've already discussed with Jay to fix for permit. I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. New business. First thing on the agenda is the nomination of a new vice chair. Not that an old vice chair is leaving, but I am officially resigning from the organization. Been doing this for about 5 years. Unfortunately, there's some other things that I'd like to get involved with that's on the twos tonight as well. So I've enjoyed it. I want to thank the city very much for allowing me. Bill, it's been a pleasure working with you and all your board members. I'll say that. So with that, I'll take a nomination for the...
Can I kind of describe some...
Absolutely.
All good. Yeah, so Chairman Hagan, Chairman status did actually end this month. This will be his last meeting as chairman, and then he's also resigning his term that ends in December. So we need a new vice chair. The only people that are able to be nominated for vice chair need to have at least a 2-year term. So that leaves Board Member Hennings, Board Member Carnahan, and Board Member Overway to be nominated for that position. And that's about it. So if anyone wants to discuss, and then we'll also hear public opinion if anyone wants to talk, you know. But yeah, if anyone wants to talk or make a motion, that'd be great.
Can you repeat the last names, please?
Yeah, Hennings, Overway, and Carnahan.
Any discussions on that?
I make a motion made Overway, be vice chairman. I'll second.
Alrighty. Board Member Langston?
Yes.
Board Member Conti?
Yes.
Board Member Overway?
Yes.
Board Member Hennings?
Yes.
Vice Chair Dougal?
Yes.
Chairman Hagan?
Well, I'll make, oh, man, yes.
Alrighty, motion carries.
Great.
Anything else?
That's it for agenda item 1.
All right. This is a public hearing, and I don't know if I should allow the public to make my comment on that last nomination, but going forth, as we...
Yeah, this will be effective after this meeting, and then we'll bring the nomination of Board Member Overway to Commission for approval.
Okay. For the agenda items tonight, we'll let the audience know that the board will have a discussion on it before taking a vote, and then we'll open up to the public, and we'll give you 3 minutes to discuss your concerns with the agenda item. And once all the public has made their comments, then we'll take a vote on it. With the first one, we got rezoning application for 7100 Cherry Street, Block 21 of Old Callaway Plot. So, Mr. Fry.
Good evening, as always. Thank you for coming out, hearing these important decisions and changes and additions to the city of Callaway. Our first item is 7100 Cherry Street, zoning application. They are requesting that the property be rezoned from multifamily medium density to R5, which is residential single-family houses. This is a non-conforming mobile home park. It includes this entire block right off of Cherry Street between Beulah and Elmore. The ultimate plan is to subdivide, do away with about 75% of the non-conforming mobile home park that exists there now and build houses around the existing roads. No additional roads or infrastructure, use all the existing stuff. That'll be coming later on the DO process, but that's where we're headed. This is one of those no-brainers that I think that obviously do away with that M that's attached to the end and reduce that mobile home park. Mr. Harris, the engineer of record, who is working with Nicole Lee, the owner, and Nicole Lee herself are present tonight. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
With the 5 remaining mobile homes that's remaining on that property, correct? There's 5 that's in a row that will be remaining.
That's what's there in 2005, or 2025, I'm sorry.
But the whole block is being redesignated as R5.
Yes, sir.
So 5 of the mobile homes are remaining on that property.
It will, like I said, it will reduce the non-conforming mobile home park by as much as 75%. So I believe we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but this front corner is still going to remain a mobile home park, non-conforming, while the rest of the property will be single-family houses.
Okay. The question I had, because I did a little bit of research, but evidently not enough. If one of those mobile homes was to become vacant, damaged, fire, whatever the case may be, can it be replaced?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We encourage that they renew the mobile homes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I knew there was
Now, this one wasn't
standards.
like that, but we've had other mobile home parks with Hurricane Michael. They got wiped out well beyond 50%.
Right.
They did not come back, and they lost their non-conformancy.
Okay.
This one did not.
All right. That's the only question I had at the time. Any others from the board?
Is it legal to have a R5 and still have trailer parks there, trailers there?
With the R5, mobile homes would not be allowed. There's no M on the back. But all they need, well, so
I mean-
once it's rezoned and that mobile home park is reduced, they're not going to be able to put mobile homes on. Now, we got a development order and a subdivision coming in the future. Okay. We'll address all that then. Very preliminary.
I have one question. New homes built, are those to be sold or those to be rented?
I don't know. We don't have a requirement, so I usually don't even ask, really.
Okay.
Unless they volunteer the information.
Any other board before I open it up to public? Anyone in the audience like to speak on this subject? This second agenda item. I see.
I'd make a motion we approve the rezoning.
I'll second.
Okay, Jay, take the roll call, please.
Board Member Conti?
Yes.
Board Member Overway?
Yes.
Board Member Hennings?
Yes.
Board Member Langston?
Yes.
Vice Chair Dougal?
Yes.
Chairman Hagan?
Yes. Motion carries. All right. Moving on to the second item. Rezoning application of 270 and 276 Seneca Avenue and 5312 and 5322 Highway 22. Mr. Bill.
Sir, so once again, this is a rezoning application. There's multiple parcels. It's these two facing Seneca and these three facing Highway 22. It's been a while, but there was a rezoning for multifamily high density, and there was actually a development order for what was going to be sunflowers at Seneca. And they started work, and COVID took out one of the partners in the project, and it kind of died from there, and it's finally kind of starting to come back. One of the partners, Kim Bonamy, she's the developer now and the property owner, and she's changed the plan. Obviously, the development order did expire, but instead of trying to just fire it right back up and get it renewed, she's wanting to change it to, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen any plans, conceptuals or whatever, but she's asking for it to be plan development so that she can bring a plan development document, drawings, et cetera, like all the other plan development we have. And it's basically a deviation from what our land development regulations would normally allow, but it's, the plan development will come before the planning board and the commission when she submits that.
And
It'll be the next.
Bill, is that outside of like our historic corridor, or is that just outside of it, or?
No, this is in the overlay district.
Okay. Okay.
Now, whenever the plan development is adopted, those are the rules that they will be required to follow from that point forward. Typically, it's a reduction of density or maybe setbacks or lot widths. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what the deviations are going to be, but we'll point them out to you specifically when they come.
So we'll see this again? We're gonna see this again, right?
The plan development, yes, you will.
Yeah.
And then, after that, you'll see the development order.
Okay.
And then, after that, you'll see the subdivision, the plat.
Now, 5304 is not included in that, is it? That's a house that's there on the corner.
All right, so the lady who lives here refused to sell her house. She's lived there so long, she's like, I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life, I'm sorry. Maybe my children will sell it to you afterwards, but while I'm still alive, I'm gonna own it.
Okay. The reason I asked that, when you look at the zoning map, that's included as multifamily high-density property.
Now, she did give them permission to rezone her property, back whenever it got rezoned.
Okay, all right,
Because,
that answered my question.
and it may become part of the project at a later date.
All right,
They were leaving all options open.
very good. Any other questions from the board? Okay, I'll open it up. Anyone in the audience like to discuss anything with this agenda item? I see none. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the rezoning application of 270 and 276 Seneca Avenue and 5312 and 5322 Highway 22.
I'll second it.
Jay, take a roll call, please.
Board Member Conti?
Yes.
Board Member Overway?
Yes.
Board Member Hennings?
Yes.
Board Member Langston?
Yes.
Vice Chair Dougal?
Yes.
Chairman Hagan?
Yes. Motion carries. Agenda item 4, annexation application, 8443 and 10,330 Highway 22 and other unaddressed properties. This is a St. Joe project. Mr. Pride.
All right, so this is by far the largest annexation the city of Callaway has had since the chartering of Callaway back in the 50s. 1,098 acres. here. If you zoom in on this, there's some little bit of wet areas, but it's planted pines, it's St. Joe property. You know, so just a bunch of pine trees. Obviously, their engineer's gonna have a challenge of dancing around the wet areas, but that's his job. We will get to that later. The annexation does go all the way through to Old Bicycle, includes this parcel here. The signage for all these have been out well beyond the requirement. Our friend Ray Greer has been obtained by the property owner, St. Joe, to represent. This is part one, the annexation. Obviously, we'll have a land use map change and a rezoning coming up in just a moment. But if you have any questions about this annexation, Ray or I will do our best to answer your questions.
I'm loving it. Any other board members got comments?
I have a question about the signs that you put out. I drove by them several times on 22, and they're kind of hard to see the way that they were facing. You would actually have to stop, get out of your car, you know what I mean, and go look at it. It's because they're kind of face to 22, not where people driving by can see that there's going to be something coming up with that property.
Yeah.
So is that normal, or?
Yes. And we exceed the requirement for signage. And on this, we're required to have two because it faces two streets. Yeah. So there was one on Highway 22 and Old Bicycle.
Yeah, I saw the one on Old Bicycle.
I would invite you to look at some of the other municipalities' rezoning signs. They're like, I don't even know if they'd be required, but that's.
All right. And
I see what you're saying, that, you know, you kind of look for it.
especially when you're driving, 60 mile an hour down 22, because, there's nothing but woods in between.
Yeah. And I mean, I try to put it as far back off the road as we can.
Is that the speed limit on 22? Is that the speed limit on?
Well, that's why I just said to the sheriff's deputy over there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
So I was just kind of curious about the way, I noticed that the signs, were not where people could drive by and actually see that something was going on. They're not very noticeable unless you go looking for them.
And we've had this to bring up on other properties
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Just something maybe, Mr. Friday, you just consider in the future, if there's something else we could do. I don't know.
I think, is it 60? No, but everyone goes 60.
Anything else? Any other board members? Okay, I'll open it up to the public. I don't see anyone. I will entertain a... Oh, I'm sorry. Can you come up to the podium, please?
State my name and all that, or?
If you don't mind.
My name's
You don't
Thomas.
have to.
My name's Thomas Fountain. I live out towards Arlington. And just curious, this property is, it's full of woods, there's a lot of wildlife around that area. Is it, once you rezone it, or not rezone it, but annex it, are you planning on doing a big development, housing development, or?
Sir, that's not a question to us, that would be to the developer. With St. Joe and Mr. Fry.
But
There's other things coming in.
items
Yeah.
are where we're changing the zoning of the property. Okay, so the zoning they're asking for is a bunch of zoning. R6, which is houses, 6,000 square foot lots.
So pretty tiny houses, or pretty tiny lots, comparatively to what's out there on Old Bicycle Road. Most people have 2 and 3, 4 acre lots that are pretty sizable. I would just, that was my biggest, you can see it all over the place, suburbia, it just, the sprawl, would like to see a bigger sized housing requirement for the lot size. I do support annexing because I think it'd be good for the city of Callaway. It's just the size of these neighborhoods. I mean, you go to some of these new neighborhoods and reach across and you touch their other house. So if y'all can keep that in mind when y'all are doing y'all's work.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And so I do want to just let you know that our recommendations is to the commission, and the commission meeting is next Tuesday night.
All right.
And they have the final approval.
All right.
So regardless of what we come up with, they tend to take our recommendation, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah, you know, I've lived a lot of places, I've seen the sprawl, and it's, you get these cookie cutter homes, and it's,
Yeah, I just invite you for next week's meeting.
yes, sir.
Voice your concern. Anyone else? Okay, can I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the petition for voluntary annexation, application for 8443 and 10,330 Highway 22 and other unaddressed properties.
A second.
Okay. Jay, roll call, please.
Board Member Overway,
Yes.
Board Member Hennings,
Yes.
Board Member Langston,
Yes.
Board Member Conti,
Yes.
Vice Chair Dougal,
Yes.
Chairman Hagan.
Yes. Motion carries. Moving on to number 5, I believe. Large-scale comprehensive plan amendment, 8443 and 10,330, Highway 22 and other unaddressed properties. Mr. Fry.
All right, so the exact same property we were just talking about, it wasn't that long ago, they changed the requirement for large-scale comp plan amendments from 10 acres to 50 acres. And I thought at that time, well, we're never gonna have a large-scale comp plan amendment now. Well, I was wrong. So, this is the first one we've had in a good long while that is a large scale, so it does go to the state. And, Ray will take care of all that good stuff. He actually used to sit on the other side of the table at the state, so he knows exactly what they're looking for. So we will hold off until it gets approved and taken care of at a state level before we bring it to the commission the second time, so, and we'll probably, we will be required to hold off on the rezoning also, because we gotta have the land use in line prior to the zoning. They have to go in.
I know you say you never heard this before, but what would be the anticipated time for all that to happen?
Good evening. I'm Ray Greer. My address is 2910 Cary Forest Parkway, Tallahassee, Florida. And I am the applicant's representative. Timeframe for the development or timeframe for moving the amendments?
Well, for the second reading to come around.
So this will go to the state. It goes to the city commission, I believe the second meeting in January. It will go to the state. After that, I'll transmit it to the state and all the state reviewing agencies. And within 30 days, the state will conduct the review and come back. So it'll probably be March when it's adopted, so the March timeframe
For the second reading,
for the second
for
reading.
the motion.
Yes.
Okay. I know in the past, and some of the items that the commission has dealt with, the state has been ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. So, I was curious.
Yeah, and I would like to add too, I mean, this property, it's a logical extension of the city. It's inside your service area. It's inside the area that the city agreed with and has an interlocal agreement with Bay County to not only provide services out here, but also to annex. So it is inside of an area that the county already sees as an area that the city of Callaway will grow. And having utilities out there, it only benefits the city. This property is conservation habitation, which is 2 units an acre in the county. You can develop this property today with 2,000 units, like it sits, and the county lets you cluster. But, logically, it makes more sense to be in the city of Callaway. This is a cohesive development. It is not sprawl. I know the gentleman earlier said that he lives off Old Bicycle Road. If he lives in any of that development out there, that is sprawl. Chapter 163 Florida statutes defines what sprawl is. There is a urban sprawl analysis in this large-scale land use amendment, and jumping over available land, running utilities out beyond the area of the city, that's sprawl, and that's defined by statute. This is a logical extension of the city. This is, the way you want the city to grow.
I got a question. When you look at all these agricultural, timberland, conservation, residential, low density, and then the future land use, residential, low density, is that the lowest density label that we have for the city, or? You
Yes,
understand what I'm saying?
the low density residential is 40 acre, and you do have that conservation habitation, but the lot sizes in the city are not the same. And so you gotta remember, this property, and I know he was asking about this property is 1,099 acres. Over half of it's wet. So that will remain a conservation. And you can see the areas that are the uplands that's been timbered in the past. Those will be the developable areas. You're not going to impact those wetlands. And those wetlands are cohesive, large area wetlands, so they'll remain just like that. And most of the property down on Old Bicycle Road won't be developed anyway, so they are the wetland areas. So that will remain. And, when you do a single-family layout, you're only getting about 4 units an acre, 4 or 5 units an acre. I mean, realistically, this property would be developed with around like 2,000 units at build-out, which again, we're talking 20 years. I mean, this is a long-range play. The St. Joe Company is just planning ahead for future growth, and future growth out the 22 corridor.
Right, and, I've heard people talking that obviously ground would even be broken until Highway 22 was expanded to 4 lanes anyway, isn't that correct?
Yeah, and if this development, you have to pay, of course, the city has transportation impact fees. Anything built out there would have to pay the transportation impact fees, which go to improvements. But 22, and as I'm sure you're aware of, has been on the long-range transportation 2045 feasible plan for a long time. But and hopefully developments out here in the city, start pushing DOT. DOT needs to fix 22. I mean, that's been a long time coming, and they've had the plans, and it's just been sitting, and they have not done it. But this would help expedite that, so.
Okay, planning board actually submitted to the TPO a request to extend the widening of 22 beyond Star Avenue.
I do remember that.
And I think it's going in their 2050 plan or something, but anyway, yes, you're absolutely correct, appreciate it. It looked like the large-scale comprehension plan that they did the study on, and there's no impact anyway upon Callaway, if I read it.
Yeah, we have transportation, if you put all these trips on the road, you impact segments that are already affected. There's a segment on 22 that it would impact.
Show that under the transportation, but for sewage,
Oh, no,
water,
yeah, water,
things of that nature, it was, it looked like it's all low.
Yeah, water, sewage,
Capacity
schools,
is. Yeah.
solid waste, it doesn't affect anything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more, let's see, discussion from the group here? Anyone else in the audience like to add? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the rezoning, is that correct?
We're at the large comprehensive plan amendment.
Approving the large-scale comprehensive plan amendment for 8443 and 10330 Highway 22 and other unaddressed properties.
Second.
You done?
Yep. Board Member Hennings? Yes. Board Member Langston?
Yes.
Board Member Conti?
Yes.
Board Member Overway?
Yes.
Vice Chair Duggal?
Yes.
Chairman Hagan?
Yes. Motion Motion carries. And the last agenda item, rezoning application for 8443 and 10,330, Highway 22, and other unaddressed properties.
All right, so same properties, they are looking to change it from a Bay County designation, conservation and habitation, to city designation of R6, single-family residential. 6,000 square foot lots, that's going to be another limiting factor on how many they can put in. I just want to kind of point out, we were mentioning water and sewer. These properties are wrapped with these huge water and sewer lines, and our pump station that we sold to the county, I still got the guy's phone number. If we need more pressure, I can call him and we'll let him know. We'll coordinate with Bay County on that. So we got plenty of capacity for water and sewer for this project.
Any board members got questions?
Well, it has to put a new sewer lift station somewhere in there?
Yeah, and maybe a couple.
Okay.
It just kind of depends.
Anyone else from the board before I open it up for public? Going once, going twice, going three times. Anyone in the public care to make a comment on this agenda item, rezoning application? I see none, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the rezoning from all this agricultural timber, conservation, to residential low density for 8443 and 10330 Highway 22 and other unaddressed properties.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Board Member Langston,
Yeah.
Board Member Conti,
Yes.
Board Member Hennings,
Yes.
Board Member Overway,
No.
Vice Chair Dugel,
Yes.
Chairman Hagan.
Yes. Motion carries. All right. With that, there's no other.
Anything else we should know about, Bill? Not really?
Nothing to write home about.
Okay.
I adjourn the meeting.
Plenty going on.
So I gotta do it next meeting?
Yes, sir.
All right.